you know. Cheers.
Ready to go, Jim?
Bollocks.
No.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can hear myself now, yeah. And sucking my sweet. Okay, on we go.
Okay, good afternoon. You're very welcome here to Craven Rugby Field here in East Clare for this Munster Bowl quarter-final between Scariff and Youghal. And what a day we have here in Scariff, a beautiful day. It's all action here. All Munster action here in East Clare. We had the Munster hurling semi-final yesterday with Scariff won, and the game is kicked off by the out half for Stephen Kelly for Youghal. We'll give you the line out in a moment. I'm joined here in Cole commentary by Pat McNamara. A beautiful day here in Scariff here in Cravens. Scariff are taking the attack on, and it's the number 8 Alan Murphy, or Aidan Murphy, apologies. We'll give it a team in a second. He reloads the ball here to Jack Devaney, the hooker, the man who was previously with St. Munchins. It's Youghal who are in their black and amber jerseys, Scariff in their kind of pink and white jerseys. And here come Youghal, they throw the ball out, it has a ball out across to Ben Ingemans. Ben Ingemans is tackled there by the prop. The prop is David Hart. They've gone into the ruck here. Pat, a change from our normal game as your fellow competitor there, Mr. Noonan and Declan Noonan takes the attack on there for out to the Scariff captain is Darragh Tracy. We'll give you the lineouts. For Scariff, David Hart is the prop, Jack Devaney is hooker, Darragh Tracy is the other prop. Louis McCormack and Declan Noonan are the second row partnership with Henry Person and Ian Murphy making up the back row. In the out half partnership with Paul O'Sullivan, James Hastings. Donald Maloney is on the left wing, Tom Lee is in the middle along with Martin Daly, with Ger Brook the other wing and Jason Monahan in full back. As Scariff came, went to David Rees, played towards the Capavani in here in the first half. The ball is out to Hastings, one kick from Hastings, it's in for Brian Curtis. In fact, he goes over the dead ball line and put down by Robert O'Dea for a 22 drop out. The Youghal team is at full back is Robert O'Dea, Killian Daly is on the right wing, Darragh O'Brien and Alan Brahal O'Connor are the centre partnership, Jack Monahan is on the wing, Stephen Kelly and Ryan Coley are the out half partnership, Alan Sterling, Rory Sweeney and Chris O'Brien are the front row, with Dermot Finn and Tom Sheehan the second row, with Benny Gimbels, Scott O'Sullivan and Donald Coleman the back row. Pat, a change here. We commentate the rugby game. I know it's your first time we've done it a number of times. Then the ball comes out. We're not getting a chance to do it. Scariff trying to get an early score here. And the advantage coming from the referee. There's a penalty there for Scariff here in this Munster Bowl quarter-final. We're also joined by a very versatile man here on commentary, Ronan Curry. Ronan, you're welcome as well. Pat, your thoughts in the early stages?
Look, Scariff have started very, very well indeed after that kick-off taken by Youghal, and they have dominated the game in the first 2 minutes of 3, and they have a kick to touch there for the penalty, a 5 metre scumless seek to get the line out into work now, and I'm sure the line out maul and try with the aim here, so let's hope the throwing and the catching is going to work. Great conditions here, Leo, fantastic facilities here as well. It's a long time since I was in here really, knowing that they have a fantastic facility here and seeing it first hand is two different things. It's brilliant, and here comes the line out now. Let's see, can they get them all going?
Devaney, the hooker, a man who's taken St. Munchins in the best, and he's taken out there by the second row. Louis McCormack, and the drive is on. Here, another penalty accruing there. Another penalty accruing for Scariff. They're right on the line here. ball goes back out to the scrum half. O'Sullivan, he gives it out to Hastings. Hastings throws it out to the centre. To Tom Lee and Martin Daly. Martin Daly, we're right in the centre field position here now. And what's it? He's coming back for the original penalty. And Scariff putting on early pressure here. Gerard Devaney's troops. Gerard Devaney, who people strongly rumoured is in line for the Munster job at the end of the season, taken over from Ben Grant by all accounts. But Hastings, is he going to go to the corner again? Scariff tried to make it early. This man, a very deft-footed, a good hurler that fella in his time, but also a very good out half is Devaney, the man who played Munster Senior Cup semi-final for St. Munches just last year, thrown in 5 metres from the in line here. And Scariff, can they get an early score here in this Munster Bowl quarter-final here against Youghal? The ball is caught by the second row. The second row is McCormack, and the drive is on Scariff, but Youghal are holding out. The ball is with Devaney, another penalty going. Will there be a card? Pat McNamara from the free. Devaney throws it out to the centre. He gets it out to the far wing, and Scariff are in.
Shouldn't have kicked, Leo. They should get the ball in hand there, but they had the penalty advantage, so the centre there took a little chance on a little rubber kick through for someone to touch down, but of course he knew there was advantage coming anyway, so it was worth a try then from that point of view. I forgot about the advantage, but obviously advantage rugby lasts a long time, and we know that from TV. Declan Noonan making his way across there, looking very mean and very, 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 very full of intention today, so let's see what happens here with the penalty. I'm sure they'll go for the corner again.
Well, they have to come over the score here, Pat, from this early pressure.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's probably with the breezes there, a difficult breeze, a crosswind breeze.
And we'll be joined by Ronan in a few minutes for his views, of course. And Jim has just to sort out a little bit of technical issues here. When he comes back and sorts that out, he'll be here shortly to sort that. They will get going and get Ronan's very, very expert analysis on the game.
Yeah, Ronan back. Ronan kind of a bit under the weather today, maybe a bit stiff since that Munster semi-final yesterday. Looking forward to a Munster final against County Rossmore in a couple of weeks' time. Scariff are going to look Mogibre in an All-Ireland semi-final. That's the Scariff colours now, they're juniors in the Munster final. And Scariff rugby trying to get to a Munster Bowl semi-final. The drive is on here. McCormack trying to...
looking good.
They're looking good. They're in over the line here. They're in over the line. What's good?
Can they touch it down?
Going to get to ground?
Yes.
Try.
We'll see who comes up with it, Leo. A great maul by Scariff there. A perfectly executed maul, all tight together. Get the head on, and who comes up with it? The second row, McCormack, the second row from Clonlara, yeah.
Like a beard of a man in the second row there.
Absolutely.
McCormack. I'm not too sure what origins he has from Scariff, but I tell you, he's wearing the jersey anyway, there's no doubt about that. But and a kick for for the conversion is going to come from Jason Monaghan, and Jason, a very deep kicker, but you know, hitting into this cross breeze. But a good start for Scariff at 5 points on the board. And
yeah, 5 minutes gone. 5 minutes gone in the game so far. And what a start for Scariff. They've dominated. They have the advantage of visual breeze, all right. But what a start for Scariff. And as I said, a great line-out maul there. The second one worked very well. And here's the kick now for Jason. We don't want to put him off. He's very close to us. All the action has been up in front of us for the last few minutes, Leo. We've had all the action right beside us. It's a great-looking kick, but not good enough.
The breeze takes it out to the left-hand side. And we're back. We're going to be back now with the kick-off from the out half for Cove. It's Stephen Kelly and Cove, or Youghal, taking their time here. Youghal, a club formed in the early 1960s, a proud club down there in Cork. Produced a number of Irish internationals. I may correct me if I'm wrong, but Dave O'Callaghan, the man who played flanker for Munster and Ireland, is probably their last international that came out. And here comes Kelly, you know, as 5 points on the board for Scariff, 5 points to no score. I said a beautiful day. His drop kick goes out. He's caught by McCormack. McCormack is definitely the man in the first 5 minutes here in Scariff. The ball is with O'Sullivan, the scrum half. He releases it to Alan Murphy, or Aidan Murphy. Aidan Murphy goes to ground. Aidan releases this ball, and good, and a penalty gone in. Not releasing the ball in time was Murphy, and Youghal run this one quick enough with their number 8. Their number 8 is Daniel Coleman. Here come Youghal making inroads as the defence sets up there. Released back out to Kelly. Kelly gives it to the powerful number 5, Tom Sheehan. Tom, a big man, being held up there by McCormack. These two are getting to know one another quite well. McCormack seems to be going over the top there, but the kick ahead from the scrum half from Cody. Cody puts it over the top to Ger Burke. Ger Burke gets that ball and comes back for the original penalty.
referee very good at Pat. It's a rule in the advantage if it doesn't come off, and he's very quick to pull it back.
Yeah, and I mean I think it's one of the best rules in rugby. I know in rugby they call them laws. Don't tell you, whereas in Chambers they used to call them rules. But that the advantage rule or law in rugby is a brilliant one, because several phases can go by, and after the original infringement, and if there's no gain for the team who were infringed upon, it's brought back to the penalty. And I think that's a very, very good rule. I think the GA has followed on somewhat in the same vein, but maybe slightly, maybe advantage doesn't last as long. But Kinsale nearly said, y'all now in a very good position down and thrown and near the scariff line, throw in a few metres from the line for them on the near side, and second row takes it very well.
McSweeney throws in the ball, but it is a crooked in, and the advantage goes back to the defending team. Scariff, right on 10 metres from their own goal line. Scariff defending the line at the town end, this was here in Cravens. And what a beautiful facility here in Cravens. You can see their new clubhouse, their new 4G pitch inside there. Pat, we won't be getting to test it out really, just look on it, but tremendous facilities for Scariff Rugby Club.
Amazing, Leo. Well, they've had been a very forward-looking club and great officers here since many years ago. I suppose Tom Roderick's time, going back 30 years ago, maybe 40. But great men involved all through. And the rest of them, Tom was seen as Mr. Scariff Rugby in the initial days when facilities were much less. But they worked away. They got the lottery going before nearly, I'd say, any other club in Clare that had a lottery going here. Very successful. Everybody went out and sold tickets, players, officers, everybody else. It was huge, and they made a lot of money on it. And in fairness, they've invested very, very wisely. And now we have the East Clare headquarters of rugby, certainly Scariff, and fantastic facilities. That indoor arena is absolutely superb. But the pitch is in good condition as well. And the whole thing is really just a credit to everybody involved in Scariff Rugby.
Yeah, and McCormack is down injured. Louis McCormack is down the second row, and I tell you, Scariff will not want him. The man, probably the man at the moment here in the first 8 or 9 minutes here in Scariff. I see the number 8 there, Donald Coleman, gone off there to get a bit of new lingerie. His togs came apart over there, so he's gone over for a fresh pair of togs here. So play is held up there while McCormack receives attention, and 5 points in our score. I suppose a fair reflection on the early proceedings, Pat.
Yeah, it's going to be down there for a while now, I'd say, because I think Kinsale are going to keep the pressure on as much as they can, but Scariff have their 5 points lead, and that's the important thing. I just noticed that the build of the Kinsale out half Stephen Kelly, the Yalls, I keep saying Kinsale, the Yall out half Stephen Kelly is not your typical out half build. He's kind of short and stocky and very solid looking. But I'll tell you one thing, he knows how to pass the ball, and he also knows how to kick it as well, because he's got him in a great position at the moment, attacking wise. But just an unusual, usually not the type of you associate with an out half in terms of his build, but it's what he does with the ball that counts.
Yeah, and Robert O'D has gone into the back of the scrum here, as Yall are trying a push over here, but the ball tried to take on, but his ball is picked up by Martin Glynn at the back of the scrum, and Martin releases this ball. We're down right on the line. It is kicked by Hastings. That's a great clearance from Hastings. He's the full back going to hold it. It is O'D back now in his familiar full back position. He gets the ball out to Jack Monaghan. Monaghan gives it out to the centre. The centre is Donagh O'Brien. Donagh O'Brien gives it to Killian Daly coming in off the wing, but he's taken to ground. Release the ball back out to Kelly beginning to pull the strings here. He gives it to the hooker, McSweeney. McSweeney is a lively player. 2 very good hookers on view in Devaney and McSweeney. Both have played at a higher level. Ball gets the ball out. O'D. This O'D beginning to open up here on the wing. Gets the ball out to Monaghan, Jack Monaghan. We've a Monaghan, and the ball is gone in. And that's gone up. Is it? It's a try, and it looks like it's a Jack Monaghan, the left wing. And I tell you one thing, Pat, that was a flowing movement. You're talking about the out half Kelly. He may not be running as fluent as some of the other players, but I tell you, his passing is absolutely exemplary. That's exactly the whole point I was making, Leo. They used the ball very well there. Looked to have a very threatening back line. The passing is crisp, the running is pretty straight, and nothing any defence could do there to hold on Jason Monaghan. But the 2 Monaghans, one on each side, two very good players, as we know. This young Monaghan guy for Kinsale looks like a flyer as well. So a try for them. Can they convert it? It'll be against the breeze. If they do, the kick will be against the breeze. Let's see what they can do with this. I'm not sure who's taking it. It's the full back taking it, is it? No, it's the winger, the right winger, Killian Daly coming across here to take this kick for Yall here, right on that was touchline right at the corner. It's 5 points all here in this broadcast brought to you associated with Dare Credit Union, and our outside broadcast sponsored by Michael Long Construction. And I tell you one thing, Daly is using all his experience to use up as much of the clock as he can, you know, in this Munster Bowl quarter-final. Scariff, a proud tradition in rugby circles here, having maybe, you know, have won Gleeson Leagues, and in the North Munster they've also won an Evans League, which or an Evans Cup, which the last won in 2008. So Silverware has been not coming around too fluent, but they're hoping for a good run in this Munster Bowl here for Scariff Rugby Club. And here comes the kick from Daly. He kicks it, but the breeze is very, very strong.
Yeah.
You know, even a man of the calibre of Johnny Sexton or someone like that would have problems kicking into this breeze, you know, here in Cravens here today. And here comes the kick off for Scariff. Hastings coming up to kick it off. It's 5 points all here in these early moments here.
14 minutes.
14 minutes. The clock says 14 minutes, and here comes Hastings. Will he go long and try and pin Yall back in the corner? This familiar stance at the drop, and he looks like he's going to go long. Indeed, he's going for. He's not. He's confounded it, and that's a lovely kick from Hastings. Found touch. The ball bounced and over into touch here. And a line out going to be taken by Rory McSweeney, and McSweeney taking his time here, coming across. Get the calls right. Calls very important in rugby, Pat, and the man Tom Sheehan. Tom, a big man there as well. He's
huge man, number 5.
He's man taking the calls.
Yeah, and I mean, just I know for our listeners that it could be young Munster we're watching, because the Kinsale colours are the waspish black and yellow vertical stripes, very like young Munster. Scariff in their pinkish and black, very, very modern looking sort of glamorous combination there for Scariff, but out on the pitch it's tough and it's good, but it's still good quality rugby. The ball is fairly dry, Leo, and the passes are sticking in the main, so this makes it a very fine match indeed. Yeah, we're now joined by Ronan. Ronan, your early thoughts on this Munster Bowl quarter-final, as Pat was admiring the jerseys. They're kind of like a barbarian's jersey, but look at 5 points all, Ronan.
Yeah, 5 points all. Both teams seem to be feeling each other out, kind of, suppose, and just getting to the grips of the game, and suppose, good early try from Scariff, but you all have bounced back, so
Ronan, good conditions for rugby though, Ronan. You know, you've had wind and everything down in Killeen yesterday. We had every sort of a thing down in Clonmel Sunday, and perfect conditions for rugby here in Cravens today.
Yeah, small breeze blowing across the field here, and perfect conditions, good field, good surface, but see what it brings on the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, indeed, and O'Sullivan has. I tell you, y'all are getting a push on. The referee is going to have to start out this scrum. Body's going to ground. It's picked up by Martin Glynn. Martin Glynn, the Killinane man, and he goes up and he goes in over the top. He's held on, but body's gone in over the top. I tell you though, y'all, that O'Sullivan, that flanker.
The number 8 and number 7, the flanker, the number 8, the Jackal work with there was brilliant. Martin Glynn slightly isolated, didn't release on time, and a deserved penalty for Kinsale. Yeah, and going to be kicked by the lad who got the try score, Jack, but he kicks it, keeps it in field. It is caught by Glynn, and here comes Glynn, the marauding run of Glynn as he takes on Monaghan. Releases the pass out, it's picked up, but it's picked up by the middle. It's Alan O'Connor. Your pass is going astray, and Scariff are going to have to tidy up their game here. Deveni, the man or the coach won't be happy, and I see Kelly is the referee going to come back for the penalty? Indeed, he's going to come back for the penalty. But Pat, we're talking about your man Kelly, the out half. He's pulling on the strings. He was beaten there and looking for the penalty from a very early stage. We're in dead 45 metres out from the Scariff goal, dead centre. There's no way they're going to go have a kick at this. They'll probably, will they call a scrum or will they run it there? They'll probably go for the touchline at this side. I imagine they're going to carry it in. They're calling the right winger in, Daly. But Ronan, your thought on that, you know, where the flanker, he kept his feet up, he kept his body in over the ball, you know. It takes a very strong man to do that, and he bought the penalty that time.
Yeah, great technique there, to be fair, and stayed on his feet, got down over the ball, and it's a hard thing to do, like, I suppose, I suppose it's easier looking from the outside here, Leo.
We're good, let's hear all
yeah, but look, it's a hard thing to do. Hard thing to do. I see Owen Kennedy laughing down here. He's in his bright Tipperary top down there, a straight sight, and he's there. The home of Hurling, we're here in the middle of rugby at the moment, but look at Dublin came to Thurles yesterday evening and picked up the league points in the hurling, so, but he's smiling here, and here comes this penalty coming from number 14. It's definitely their marksman. It's Killian Daly. Pat, strong breeze blowing into him. Would you expect him to get that?
Hard to see him get the distance here, Leo. It could be very wrong. their fine kick is, and actually it's a great kick. Now, the ways isn't as strong as we think, maybe, because that's a fantastic kick, really good kick. They know what they were doing and they chose him to take it anyway.
Yeah, he drilled with 8 points to 5 now in favour of Youghal. And Pat, I suppose that, when you get a score, it's up to Scariff. They have to come back with a quick response. The breeze is.
Sorry, Leo, that try kept an initial great catch and run by Martin Glynn, but unfortunately he rushed the pass and it went to ground, and once the pass went to ground it was all Kinsale ball and the Scariff conceded penalty. But if Martin had maybe held on to that ball since the rope, because he had gained 20 or 30 metres, he did extremely well, just shouldn't have tried the kind of a spectacular pass that he did try.
Yeah, and the kick off from Hastings comes out, he's picked up by the winger Jack Monaghan, the try scorer, and a tremendous kick from Monaghan. Ronan, I tell you, looking at these just have 3 or 4 players that are very comfortable, adept at running and kicking with the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I suppose they're down around Youghal. I suppose most of them would play football. We come up against those teams a lot, but they always have good footballers in their back line, even in their forwards as well. You see it sometimes. But we're able to boot the ball.
Yeah, and a good maul here from Scariff, a running maul here as they're using the forwards. Murphy in there. Sullivan released the ball out to Hastings. Hastings with a good pass out to Daly. Good to see Martin Daly, a lad who's been berated with injuries. Great to see him out there on the rugby field, testing his mettle, and not a bad rugby player. And the ball is dropped by Noonan there, and maybe Pat Scariff maybe rushing things a small bit.
Yeah, just a couple of passes got astray there, and as you say, maybe rushing things a little bit. Maybe they're aware of the breeze and they're thinking we need to build up a score, but sometimes you just got to be patient, and patience usually pays off in rugby like in any other sport. When you rush it and you force things, you make mistakes. So maybe they should just carry the ball on and support each other and just set up the faces rather than just try to set up the brilliant try all the time and maybe make the breakthrough through the backs. Maybe they should just keep it to the forwards, keep it tight, straight running, one soft runners with plenty of support around them and set up the ball and have several faces. But then again, here we are as if we were international experts. These lads are putting in a fair effort already. It's a good quality game, it's an enjoyable game in the conditions, and I must make sure I call them Youghal anymore, not Kinsale, but that'd be a win for me.
Kinsale probably fed for the holidays for Youghal for the rugby here today. Here, Scariff getting over it. There's another penalty coming towards Youghal, and Kelly, this lad is beginning, gets the ball out, but Martin Daly gets in there, but he goes back for the original penalty. I tell you, looking at Daly here in front of his Pat, a big man. You see him out there, he tags out a big man.
Passes a back row anyway, because out there in the centre for him, bottom man to have in the middle of the field, and hopefully, looking for his own sake, that his fitness holds up and everything is okay with him, because he's gone through a horrible time with injuries, as had lots of players over the years, but Martin certainly has more than his fair share. So great to see him there, and hopefully we'll see him making an burst and breaking the game and getting through the gain line at some stage of the game. But Youghal playing very well within themselves. They've defended after that initial few minutes early on. They've defended very well. They've been winning the penalties. Scariff making the few mistakes have been made around the middle, around the central area of the field have been made by Scariff and Kinsale or Youghal. As I said, I used to meet them up years ago going to school. Youghal, I was not making the mistakes, and that basically that off the side games who makes the least mistakes.
I'd be worried about your geography, listen, Pat in Cork, but anyway, here we're what a pre-planned move there from the hooker from McSweeney into Sterling. Sterling released the ball, and here comes the O'Brien, Chris O'Brien, a big powerful prop going forward, and they're making inroads on the Scariff defence again. We're now up to halfway, and the ball goes back out to Cody. Cody gets it back out to Dermot Finn. Finn and Sheehan are a powerful second row partnership. I see Paul O'Sullivan goes in, maybe gets a bit trampled on. The ball is back out, released to Sheehan. Sheehan is a big man. He's pulled up by McCormack. Two of the big boys really getting to know one another. Cody releases it, get the ball out to Kelly. Where's Kelly? Kelly goes back for the safety of the pack, safety in numbers, gets the ball back out to Frahel O'Connor. I tell you, they're comfortable moving, they have good hands, Pat.
Yeah, a great pass again by Kelly. I commented on he didn't look typical, tell you, but he's got typical skills. He's got a really brilliant passer to the ball, good looking kicker as well, and he's actually directed operations for Youghal at the moment, and you have to say they are on top. Scariff just need to get a grip in the game and maybe even win an all penalty or two and get the ball up here to the top goals again. So at the moment it's Scariff under pressure.
Yeah, and there's another penalty accruing, and here's Kelly, and I tell you one thing, he's really very in the game here. The ball goes back into Monaghan has to go for the safety and touch, but the referee comes back for the penalty.
Again, yeah.
Ronan, what can Scariff do, because this game is really being controlled by the half-back partnership of Cody and Kelly for Youghal?
I suppose, Leo, first of all, rugby is a game of possession, so they need to get the hands on the ball firstly and try and hold on to and get through the phases, because that seems to be what y'all are doing at the minute. Getting through the phases, getting them in around the corner and making inroads. And obviously we can see here this is about the third penalty now in a row, so look, Scariff just need to get a turnover, try get a turnover and hold on to the ball for maybe 5-10 minutes and get through some phases.
Yeah, and the breeze is blown up quite considerably here, Ronan, here in Cravens, you know, and Kelly is really in the game well. He's bringing all the players, he's switching it, you know, Sheehan and Finn, their second row partnership, and then, you know, he's able to throw it out to the wingers, to Monaghan and O'Brien as well, you know, so they're comfortable all over the field though, Ronan.
Yeah, look at 10 there, he seems to have a rugby head, which is hard to come by at this level. You know, you often have lads maybe only mightn't have much underage rugby playing and they play junior rugby, but he seems to have a rugby head. He's obviously played at a high level up along, I'm not sure, but he seems to be, he's going well, yeah.
Yeah, he's running the show here. The ball is released back to Cody at the back of the ruck here. Scariff trying to come through, clean coming through, but he's picked up by the prop. Out to your man Sheehan again, and Sheehan gains the ground, goes to the ground, really turns the ball back. Where's Cody is a bit slow coming in. He's looking for the forward there, definitely going to carry this ball into the breeze again. He gives it out to the flanker. The flanker is Ben Ingemel's. We often had Ingles in the house in the prairie, but I tell you, we have Ingemel's here for y'all rugby.
Another advantage to y'all though.
Yeah, and I would imagine that there'll soon be a sin bin here, because the Scariff are being, Monaghan goes back, Monaghan is going to be taken down back for the original penalty. Ronan, how many penalties can you see being given here before the referee puts someone into the bin?
I'd say we're in our last warning here now. Well, I suppose we're outside the 22 there now, Leo, so it might give 1 or 2 more, but usually when you're on your 5 metre line or so, 2 to 3 penalties is where you get to, but we're at that anyway.
Yeah.
It's just, I suppose, at the ref's discretion now if there is.
Yeah, at the ref's discretion, and all good to see a young referee. And is there attention? Yeah, there's attention for one of the all players, and you know the clock will be stopped. You know, it is the winger Monaghan. He's all over the Jack Monaghan. He switches from one wing into the middle. They're versatile. They don't seem to, even their numbers, they don't seem to play to their numbers. They can pop up anywhere.
They can, but another thing, they're just not making mistakes, Leo, and again, that's a big part of sport. You know, as we said, Scariff maybe a little bit tense and a bit maybe aware of the breeze and wanting to have their lead and have a gap at half time. I think they need to get hands on the ball, and maybe James Hastings, the Scariff out half, just needs to play for position, to have the breeze. If you could drive that ball up 40-50 metres and just play the ball around the all 22 with that breeze and maybe wait for a penalty or a score to come through the forwards or wherever it to be, but they just not get their hands on the ball, you know. They have one now, but it's deep in their own half.
Yeah, and there was a good variation on the line-out, went to the back of the line-out, back to Donald Coleman, but Donald was quickly swallowed up by Declan Noonan there and Murphy. Murphy turned him over, got him on the wrong side. We're now going 8 points to 5. 8 points for y'all, 5, and a good kick there from Jason Monaghan with the aided breeze. It gains about 30 or 40 metres. Maybe he was looking for that bit more, but I suppose you have to get your kick into touch as well and try and make sure your possession. And the number 8 there for y'all, Coleman, having to change the jersey again. So look at tackles. It's a good, entertaining game here, Pat.
It is, yeah. I mean, look at the conditions. As we said, a great take by number 7.
Martin Devaney. Here's Devaney running like a bull as he comes through. We had the bull Hayes. We could have the bull Devaney as he comes through. Gets the ball out. Oh, that's great running there off the back from Murphy. A very mobile number 8. Sullivan trying to dig the ball out here. Y'all are adept at killing the ball and making it hard for it to come out. Gets the ball out. Comes out to Tom Lee. Tom Lee, can this ball bounce into touch? And just as we speak, tremendous kick from Tom Lee.
Great kick.
Ronan, that's exactly what Scariff needed to do.
Yeah, as we said a few minutes ago, that's what Scariff needs to do, get their hands on the ball, get through a couple of phases, and they've done so. And a great kick there by Tom Lee. He was just unlucky that it didn't bounce inside the 22 because this new 50-22 kicking rule. So basically,
what is the actual rule in that, Ronan? I was going to ask you.
Yeah, so an open field kick from, we'll say, your own half. If it bounces inside the 22 and out over the line, you will get the line.
Right. Okay, so there was only, as you can see, only metres in it, and as McSweeney called the shots, and Kelly might be the out half, but he's and himself and Sterling called the shots here. They're very, very similar players. Here comes McSweeney. Can Scariff attack this line out here from Yall as they go back? But I thought I've seen crooked throws in my time, but I don't know what he might have been. Darren Tracy brings O'Brien to ground, gets the ball back for Cody. Cody looking for Kenny. Kenny is going to release it out to the flanker. The flanker is Ingemans. He's taken the ground by Tom Lee. Tom Lee as Scariff push up. Can they close him back? Here comes Kelly. Kelly forced to kick this one. Just is he going to find touch? And the ball is kept in play by Jason Monaghan. Will Jason run up and under? No, he takes it into contact and he's taken on the right winger.
Great work by Jason.
Great work. But left isolated pass, support Stowe coming in. He has it now.
Slow, yeah. But
and here comes McCormack. Oh yes, McCormack. He was playing tippy tap there when he held on to the ball, got through 3 tackles. O'Sullivan released the ball to Hastings. Good ball into the middle.
Inside pass.
Into Ellen Murphy, and Scariff beginning to make inroads here. Gets the ball back out to Hastings. Release the ball out to Tom Lee. Tom Lee is a big man, and Tom Lee is a stopper. A tremendous tackle. Support Snow coming in. Martin Daly gets in there. Forwards have to get in. Referee will give. But you all get in, kill the ball. But Darren Tracy is in to release the ball for Scariff. Gets the ball out to Devaney. Devaney gets the ball back out to Murphy. They're finding it hard to gain inroads there. The Yall and a penalty coming. A penalty accruing for Scariff. What can they do? It's a shot to nothing here. Can they play? Noonan, here comes Noonan. He's been quiet. He's been held up there by the number 8. And the number 8 is Daniel Coleman. Coleman gets the ball back out. Hastings. Here comes Devaney for Scariff. Gets the ball in. But they're going to
good work by Scariff there.
Knock on, but comes back for the original penalty.
Yeah, off their feet in the rope there, I think that's how the penalty came from. So, but a bit more confident play about Scariff there, and they made some inroads, but they had the penalty now from 40 metres out. So.
Will they go for goal? It looks like Hastings. Yeah, Ronan, that's much better from Scariff.
Yeah, much better. They're holding onto the ball. Great kick by Tom Lee to start, as you said. Came down, overturned the line out, got possession back again, and went through maybe 10 to 12 phases there. So, look, it was good work and getting around the corner well.
There's a penalty coming out direction, Pat. You reckon you'd feel that he's going to have to see how close?
I feel it 30 years ago, Leo, whatever. There's no chance at all now, anyway.
And Jason Monaghan has picked up an injury for Scariff, and the clock has stopped here. Hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later. Hastings is gone. Ronan, who would be Scariff's? Is Hastings the penalty taker?
Kicking for goal, yeah. Jason Monaghan.
And they've decided to change, and Jason Monaghan, the captain, comes in there and decides to change, and it's going to be Monaghan with his 40-metre kick. An important penalty, trying to get Scariff back on parity. 32 minutes gone here in this first half. An entertaining first half, Pat. I think it's your first time doing a rugby game. We have done them before. Entertaining rugby, Pat, in fairness.
It is a very much enjoyable game. The conditions are helping, and players are attacking with good spirit, plenty of good handling, and plenty of good hard tackling as well. But it isn't all kicking, which is good to see. And here we have a very, very important kick now for Scariff just to get back on parity. They're 8-5 behind. He's lining up this central position. Kick looks good.
It's gone to the left. Unfortunately, he connected well. Trying to bring it in with the breeze. Unfortunately, the breeze didn't do the work. It kind of just died at the time. It is a swirling breeze, and I see Kelly taking his time. I don't know. He's Barry Gibbons, the Scariff mentor, who's doubling up as the linesman here as well. But I tell you, Kelly has all the tricks of the trade of the out half. What's he going to? Will he go along? With the breezes in it, he's gone for the open space. And I tell you, I've seen variations, and this man is really varying the game. Gets the ball out to Killian Daly, and you all keep possession. He's really pulling the strings, Pat.
Absolutely, everything he's doing, he's just running the show really. Very intelligent player, has the skills to back up that as well. And he's controlling the game at the moment. Now, Scariff are very, very still well in it, and the wind isn't everything at all by any means. But we keep talking about the wind in the last few weeks in the GA coverage, the Camogie coverage, and we were wrong about the effects of it in the Camogie game. We could be wrong today as well. But you'd imagine you'd probably you'd imagine that y'all with that breeze will be able to keep Scariff pinned at their own half a good bit. So that's why I think Scariff do need to tack on a score or two before half time if they can.
Ronan, looking at the team at Scariff, with the quality player they have, and Hastings is going long, and this one is coming in our direction. Oh, and he knocks the ball back into his just outside his own 22, and Monaghan kicks it straight out to touch on the full. So back in and taking the line out from where the ball was kicked. Ronan, would Scariff be a typical kicking team, or are they mostly play a kind of a running game or a kind of a mauling game, as we call it?
I suppose the game we try to play is possession based, holding on to the ball, going through, as I said, racking up your phases, and holding on to the ball as much as we can. I suppose from East Clare side of things, we wouldn't be a big footballing country, so we wouldn't have many footballers. But yeah, so obviously we can change it up and kick if needs be.
And that ball is picked up by Henry Purcell from the line out. A kind of a piece for David Hart making a noose himself, and here comes Defenny. But Defenny is held up brilliantly by Scott O'Sullivan. I mean, pressure O'Sullivan, I think he's a flanker that could maybe at a higher level. Hastings, is he going to give it the bomb? No, he gives it out to Ger Burke, the electrician, trying to put a bit of spark into the attack for Scariff. But that ball is kicked in, gone into Robert O'Dea, and O'Dea from just inside his own 22 finds the sanctuary of the sideline. Good play from O'Dea, the fullback, Pat.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all weren't able to take advantage of that kick out from the full there by the left wing for Yall a few minutes ago. They weren't able to take advantage of that, and you know, the Yall defence looks pretty solid, and they're sounding at the high ball so far, and you know, Scariff just not able to trying to make a line break. You're right about that flanker or something is very good, but in fairness, Mark Glynn is very visible in the line out. He's taken 3 or 4 great line out balls for Scariff, and so there's plenty of good play in line out play and in overall play. Now Scariff have a chance.
Yeah, I'm not too sure
I'm not sure what the penalty was for there.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure the penalties for myself, unless there was a player in front of the kicker. Maybe that's what it was. I'm not too sure, but the referee has given it maybe a kind of a hometown decision. The all linesman in front of us not too happy here with us in front of us. He's laughing at it. But look, you get and take these ones. It's going to be Defenny with the line out. Defenny 10-15 metres here from the Yall line. Scariff need a score. It's 8 points to 5 in favour of Yall. The ball comes to Purcell. Purcell kind of doing a Peter O'Mahony at the front of the line out. But I tell you, Yall very quick to bring that ruck. Here's Tracy. His brother won a Fitzgibbon medal with you well last week, and Tracy taking the attack. Sullivan, can he get the ball out? Gets it out to Noonan. Noonan is brought to ground quick and in. And
you want to release?
But in fairness, Yall, and there's a lad on the wrong side. Yeah. And there's a man, Kenny's I tell you, Ronan, looking at that, Ronan, was there 3 or 4 penalties in that one?
Yeah, look,
sorry, Ronan.
Initially there was a penalty. A man lined up on the wrong side. I suppose Scariff were holding on as well. A small bit of handbags here now.
Yeah,
should be alright.
Handbags at 50 paces here in Scariff. But Pat, there was a cause for 3 or 4 penalties there. You know, he gave the first one. It is a kick for Scariff. When they would surely take the points in this occasion.
Yeah, and you know something, we talk about the adapted rule and just with the handbags, there's nothing too serious. But I think Martin Glynn is what we said there. It was a minute ago anyway. But sometimes in the advantage rule allows this to happen, whereas if the penalty was immediate, but I mean that's the rule. The law is the law. You allow advantage, and that's it. Things got a bit heated, and the penalty was coming a long time. But absolutely, Scariff best penalty in a while.
Yeah, and the out half, I tell you, the out half took on the hooker's duty. He was not letting anyone pass. He just went in and drove.
Controlling the game. He wants to control the rucks, the mauls, and then the backs. He wants to control the whole lot. Fair play to him. He's shown great leadership for y'all, but that was a bit blatant, all right, in fairness.
Our Tipperary friend here, Ron Kennedy, we'll see what he does in the second half. We introduced, there's no doubt about that. But
he'd be all talk now, yeah, he would. Yeah.
Sure, Tipperary followed Ron. What would you say? But it's a penalty going to be taken by Jason Monaghan as Martin Glynn is receiving attention just here, 25 metres from the Yall goal. Pat, you know, we're coming towards the closing stage of the first half. I suppose looking at parity would be a fair reflection, maybe, you know, given the 80 degrees the Scariff held here in this first half.
I think that Gwyn probably reasonably happy enough at level, because they've been under the cosh there for maybe 20 minutes of that half. There's now 35 minutes gone, 5 minutes to half time, but we haven't been including injuries now in my clock here, so I'm sure there's going to be 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time as well. So I suppose they'll take parity at half time. Maybe they have to get this one over, of course. Now it seems like an easy penalty, but they're all easy till you have to actually kick them and put them over. So if parity at half time, they'd be happy enough with it, considering they have been maybe under the cosh a bit, and as the game has been controlled so well by the all-out half there, you know, pinning Scariff back a good bit. But they might take parity, and they'd be happier still to have a lead, I suppose.
They're going kicking for the corner. They're kicking kind of a strange one. You know, they often say put your points on the board and work the scoreboard up. But the referee also had a word with the captains of Alan Sterling and Darragh Tracy, two of the props. I suppose it got a bit heated. You know, it has been an entertaining and sportsman-like game here in these first 38 minutes here. And Ken Scariff, they started the first half with a problem with a try, and can they finish? You know, that McCormack, Willie Fitz is normally a good bench for Hurley. He's kicking the man warming up there, testing out the boot, but it's a line out for Scariff. Can they finish with a score here in this first half? Devaney about to throw in the ball. I tell you, he'd want to, after taking this decision, it has to work.
Has to stick here. Martin Glynn, yeah.
The one thing he was out to Devaney gives it to Sullivan, and here comes Murphy making ground, and the ball is in. But I tell you, Yall, they have the choke tackle, but they're being pushed, they're being driven on. Can he get to ground? And the penalty.
No, it's gone forward, is it?
Ronan Curry, that's tremendous defence from the Yall. They got in, used the choke tackle. Murphy couldn't get to ground to release the ball. You know, that's tremendous play from Yall.
Very, very good defence, yeah. I suppose from Scariff's point of view, maybe a small bit pedestrianised, I suppose, Jack around the corner. Yall read it and they doubled up on Aidan Murphy then, who came through off Jack's shoulder. So look, when you get doubled up like that and can't hit the ground, you know, it's going to get turned over. So look, unfortunately for Scariff, but look, they're still in a good position, 5 metres out from the Yall line. So look, put pressure on the line out, or if Yall get this to touch.
Yeah, and he's having a word. Is it with Max Meany?
It's a scrum. Yeah.
It's going to be. It's a scrum, and now this is the chance. He's having a word there with the scrum half Cody.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what Cody did wrong, or indeed he's hit the numbers. He's a flanker Ingemels, and it's a scrum here. This could be a game-defining moment.
Well, the all scrum looked strong earlier on, so you know, it looked strong when the Scariff put in there about 20 minutes ago. There hadn't been any scrums in the game at all, actually, but they did very well get the whole Murphy up, get him up vertical, turn it into a maul, tighten it up, and no release of the ball. So obviously the ball didn't automatically tell you all in the scrum, but Scariff's scrum doing well here.
Yeah, they're pushing him back here, but Cody, he's brought to ground by Henry Purcell, and here, can they turn it over? But the back row is in quick and gets together ground here for Yall. They're right on the line, I tell you, and it's kicked back out to the centre. The centre gets a good kick. That's Darragh O'Brien, and he's comes out to Monaghan. And a quick pick every time, but a penalty again. I think it's offside. Is he? I tell you what, this referee is liberal enough with the Carty. I tell you know. It's a chance for Scariff. If they went to the corner the last time, they have to go to the corner.
No question about it now, because it's well out in the far sideline, touch line, and the obvious thing now is to just kick it or HS forward to the corner, which he just has done. Again, now I presume it'll be Martin Glynn or the other flanker will go over this. The 6 and 7 have been the targets for the lineouts, and both have been doing very, very well actually. So let's see what happens this time. And again, I presume this time they will just go for the straight maul rather than going around the corner. I think the straight maul might be the best thing, and just push over. But there's the room for mistakes when you start going around the corner and trying to get extra pass or two in.
Ronan, even the last time you all read the Benny coming around the corner for the flank, but the support was quick. He didn't come at pace, and it was a bit slow. Coming. They have to get their move probably tidied up a small bit more.
Yeah, a small bit slow, I suppose, to what David like. But look, I think that they'll probably change it up now this time, as Pat was saying. I'd say it'll be just a straight maul. I wouldn't think they'll go off the top. We'll just wait and see,
And here comes Devaney. His throw is important. That Ronan Curry's the we had Dave as a leader for the country years ago. We have Dave, the leader of Scariff Rugby at the moment. He gives the ball to Tom Lee. Tom Lee is a powerful man in the middle there. He's making ground, and
it's gone forward.
The ball has gone forward. He's spun out. I tell you. And there goes the half-time whistle here in Cravens here at the end of a very entertaining first half. It's Yall who take the advantage at half-time. It's Yall 8 points, Scariff 5 points. Pat, your thought on a very entertaining first half?
Yeah, most enjoyable first half. I haven't seen Scariff for a long time, and great to see there's a big squad. There's several 8 lads in the sideline ready to go in there as well, including Willie and Colin Maloney, I see there as well from Killanena, and lots of other guys. But overall, I suppose you could say, it was even Stephen enough in many ways, but Yall just looked to have a little bit more control in their play, and that goes down to a superb out half display in the first half by Stephen Kelly. Is it? Yeah, we talked about him a good bit about that. He has controlled the game pretty well, and the other thing is the defence on their own line after the first 2 minutes has been excellent. Scariff just not able to make that breakthrough, maybe a little bit isolated at times, but a couple of Scariff passes into the stray in midfield midway through the half there as well when attacking, when looking in promising attacking position. But look, there's nothing in it. 8-5, the breeze is, we think, a factor, but how many teams have we seen lately to laugh into the teeth of the reason second half and laugh into our predictions that was going to be a problem? Maybe Scariff will play really well against the Breeze, who knows? So a lot to look forward to in the second half.
Ronan, you said Scariff are kind of a position-based team and carry the ball. It's going to be well tested here in the second half.
Yeah, it will be. Look, I suppose from the GA side of it, you'd be worried about the wind a lot. Maybe not so much in the rugby, I suppose, when you can play possession like Scariff tried to. So that's what they'll do. It'll be ball up the jumper kind of stuff now in the second half, get field position and go from there. But just looking at the subs bench there and the lads we have to come on, I don't think y'all would have anything like that. The likes of Aaron Hogg, Colin Maloney, Owen Kennedy, Willie Fitz, obviously. A lot of these lads would have played week in, week out, leading up to now. I suppose a couple of extra lads back from injury now, so there is a squad there, and there is lads coming off the bench with 20 minutes to go. So that could be a big difference for Scariff.
Yeah, and it is, Ronan. It is a squad game. There was a time before when you couldn't make substitutions, and if you wanted to, you couldn't make subs. If they got injured, you had to play away. And it came a time then when you wanted some, you had subs, and you were telling lads to go down to get it on, and the lead wouldn't go down. But now it is a kind of a tactics game, and it is a squad game, really.
It is, exactly. And you'd be holding, maybe Danny would have, let's say, things he have in his head, maybe holding lads off, maybe to make an impact with 20-25 minutes to go. And that's, I could see that there with Willie and them, so that's probably what he's thinking there.
Yeah, and with that, Ronan, and thanks to Pat for their analysis here in the first half. And with that, we're going to go back and take a bit of cue here at the end of the first half, with Youall leading by 8 points to 5. And you're very welcome back here to Cravens for the start of the second half of this Munster Branch Munster Bowl quarter final here between Youall and Scariff. Youall in this instance at half time by 8 points to 5. Scariff now defending the goals here at the Kappa Bay end here, kicking down into the goal at the town end here in the second half, and there's Jason Monaghan going taking the kick off here. 8 points to 5. Ronan, as we said, their Scariff game going to be tested here in the second half. And I'll tell you one thing, lads that go through so much. The half time is just a bare chat, and off you go again. And Monaghan goes directly down the middle into, you can see the bit of breeze is held up, but it's picked up by McSweeney. McSweeney is the hooker for Yard. He's turned around and a great play from Scariff. I think was it Darren Tracy there. Petneck was in and got the player turned around, got it going the wrong way, not releasing the ball. Penalty for Scariff.
That did very well there. I think you're right. It was him, and a great bit of work there. So as I said, now this is maybe not too far from where the penalty was taken. That Kinsale score, right? It's a little bit further out. I think they are going to the corner, I'd say. Yeah.
Monaghan, he's a good boot, but he's going for the corner, and this is going to struggle to make the top. But he's kept in. No. It's kept in play by the winger. The winger is Daly, and there's a try for Scariff. I'm not too sure who got the final. Donald Maloney. I tell you one thing. A great kick from Monaghan. I know he was going for touch, but I went into the corner and the right winger had to keep it in play, Daly. But Monaghan or Maloney finishing up like any good winger would do. Donald Maloney there from Killanena. I tell you, he's further off. Finished a shot to the back of the net, Joe. But I tell you, you can see it was tight margins, and now Monaghan has the kick.
He did anyway, Joe. Leo.
That's for sure.
A poor mistake by the all winger there. I think Leo basically tried to keep the ball in play. The ball bounced back in.
And if anyone's looking at rugby in the last week, Morgan Parra.
I saw that
Morgan Parra last week playing against La Rochelle kept the ball in. Much the same thing here. So it was finished by the winger. So Maloney, La Rochelle put Scariff back into a 10. Monaghan, it's a good kick. A kick. Unfortunately, he had the distance, but not the accuracy. But just as the strength of the breeze. But Pat, they started the first half with a try, and they've done the very same thing here at the start of the second half.
What a tonic first minute in. As you say, the kick was going for the touch line, but a big mistake to keep it on your own line. It's better off let it off and fight for the line out and try and hold about if they've a lot to do to score after you let it out for the touch. But anyway, he did what he thought was right, and it just brought over Scariff. What a start, what a boost. It's 10-8 now at the moment.
Yeah, and Kenny recycles them, gets the ball kicked off to Tracy. Tracy, who's in front in turning over that play in midfield, was central to Scariff getting an attack. Sullivan, a lively scrum half is O'Sullivan, has played out half also, but as well, gets the ball out here to Purcell. Purcell goes straight round through the middle, and indeed Ronan Curry, as Ronan said before half time, they're going to get that running game on. Here comes Daly. Daly is a strong man. Oh, and he's maybe a bit inexperienced and Martin releasing the ball there a bit quick, but Tom Lee is in a strong partnership in the centre for Scariff is Lee and Daly. The ball is with the scrum half. Cody gets the ball out, and here comes Sheehan, but he's held up by McCormack, who was quite towards it in the loose, gets the ball. Kelly going for possession. This is a big ball in over the head of Hastings keeps it in play. Here comes Hastings. Is he going to run with it? No, he is running with it. Gives the ball out to Maloney, the try scorer. Maloney is taken down by Kenny he releasing the ball back in. He gave a bit fractured. Gets the ball into McSweeney. McSweeney is the hooker. We're 40 metres from the Scariff goal here. Release the ball back out. It comes out to the prop. The prop is Chris O'Brien. Chris O'Brien, not known for his marauding runs, gets the ball back out to Cody. Cody gets it back out, and here come the all a ball in.
Not done.
Here, and it's kick forward, but the ball, and the referee gives it back for the penalty. Run, that's much better from Scariff.
Yeah, way better from Scariff. Look, they got the try there. It was a bit of luck for Donald, got over the line. But even since then, y'all turned that ball over there. But Scariff's defensive line up really, really quick and forced the turnover again. So a knock on there from y'all, and again, possession back in Scariff's hands, exactly what they'll want.
Yeah, and indeed, Pat, a man I'm very impressed with is Tracy, the prop for Scariff. He is the captain, but I tell you, he's really setting the tone and setting the example here for the Scariff forwards to follow on.
Correct, there's two unsung heroes. We didn't push it first. Tracy's one and Bill Purcell is the other. I think both of them are very influential. Purcell has taken up a great line out, as Martin Glenn, as we said. And as you're right, Tracy showing a captain's role there. Great, sensible play by the Scariff defence there from that long kick. Feet knocked back here on the wing, carried forward, and passed it right down. Maloney made another 20 metres, and now as a result, Scariff are out in the middle of the field and going forward.
Yeah, great play by Sullivan there. He bought the penalty, went to play the ball and left it inside. Advantage accruing to Scariff. I tell you, whatever Devo said into the few minutes he had, and Devo can say a lot in a few minutes, there's no doubt about that. But Ronan, whatever he said, has had a desired effect.
Yeah, I wouldn't say much has changed tactic-wise. I suppose the lads are just kind of maybe sort of more focused, or a lot more composure, and it seems to be working. So another scrum here, I think. Yeah, is it?
Yeah, I think they're taking the scrum.
Jason run kick, I think.
There's nothing like an easy 5 points to make you more secure and more composed as well. You know, that was an easy 5 points they scored. Didn't have to work too hard for it from the mistake. Great goal. Only was able to finish it. No question about that. In fairness, but you know, it has given Scariff confidence. I think now that you know, just do the sensible things right and not to try anything too fancy. And they are certainly dominating the game in the first 7 or 8 minutes of the second half.
And Monaghan finds touch, and it is imperative that you find touch, and he gets it in over the trees as well. So it's imperative that you find touch. You may not gain much ground, but you know, Scariff who played Youghal down in Ronan, I think you said to me they played Youghal down in Youghal last year and beat Youghal, so they know that it's in their own hands and they're capable of pulling off a result here.
Yeah, to be fair, look, I think maybe we look like the more balanced team if we can keep our composure and keep going through the phases. To be fair, like Youghal maybe relying a small bit on Kelly out half to dictate the game, but look, I think if the lads can hold possession, as we said, and go through the phases and see the game out.
Yeah, and Murphy now beginning to gain yards to the number 8, and another penalty. This is what Scariff wants, and they're playing the game in the opposition's territory.
It's amazing turnaround, as you said. Sometimes nothing needs to be said at half time. Players get a break, a chance to reassess, a chance to calm down and just talk about the simple things. Nobody complicating. And they said keep it simple, just cut out the individual mistakes, you know, support each other, and look what it's been working so far. That soft try has given a huge lift, and now they're down in the far right corner attacking us. It's around the 22, which is exactly where they want to be, putting the pressure on. 10-8 of course is a very narrow lead, but playing very well, and as Ronan hinted, the wind in the rugby match maybe isn't as influential as it might be in a GA game, and the wind has maybe calmed down a little bit as well. There's only coming now and again in gusts.
Yeah, and indeed the line out is functioning well for Scariff.
Very well, yeah.
Venny's throws are like darts, and he finds Martin Glenn, and the shove comes on. The maul, they've shoved the driving maul, and here comes Scariff, and they're going well, and Youghal just not able to. That's a great maul for Scariff. Can they get down? Can they get the ball to ground? The referee, and it is a try, and who is textbook rugby from Scariff there on that occasion, the throwing. Who's the Ronan, your right side is better than us. Who's the man that's coming up from at the bottom of the scrum?
Just trying to see there now.
I would
say it looks like
Jack
Murphy.
Devaney, but I'm not sure.
I think it could be Devaney as well. Yeah,
I think from the back of the maul, you'd imagine it was Devaney, but.
To Devaney and Murphy, we're a long way here, but look, it's a try, that's all that counts, and it doesn't matter who scores it once it goes on the board. There's 3 tries, 15 points for Scariff, 8 points now for Youghal, and that's, you know, a real tonic. You know, to get 1 score is great, to get the second one, you know, gives them a small bit of a cushion to defend now, Ronan, with the added conversion attempt to come.
Hopefully Jason can kick this now as well, but you're right, it was the extra cushion. They can be a small bit more, I suppose. They can try a few things now, you know, and go for it really.
Yeah, and you know, can Martin Daly coming out here for a drop of the Ishka from the magic bottle here, and here comes Monaghan with his kick. He drills it. Unfortunately, he had to force it. Goes out to the left-hand side and goes wide. The score remains 15 for Scariff, 8 for Youghal. Pat.
10 gone.
10 gone.
Yeah.
Half an hour left here. A lot of rugby to be played yet, Pat.
Well, 2 tries in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Leo is what the doctor ordered for Scariff. They dominate the game completely now. They look much more secure in what they're doing and a bit more confident as well. The half-time talks, simply, as I said, was just probably a simple few words just to calm down, lads. Don't rush it. Wait for the mistakes. Do the simple things right, and that's exactly what they have been doing. But that was a super maul. That maul, let's say, went 15 metres ahead, all tight, all well organised, and a brilliant try to get for those forwards.
And the ball comes out from McCormack out to Hastings, and as Ronan said, Scariff lead. This is a great movement from Monaghan. Monaghan gets it out to Martin Daly, but the pass goes off the hands of Martin. But come here, definitely Ronan much more positive from Scariff and really throwing the ball through the lines.
Yeah, holding on to possession, as you said. Possession is absolutely vital. It's like you know, if you don't have the ball, you can't score. So it's I suppose the same in any game, as the old saying goes. But that's just the way it is. And if they can manage to hold on to the ball for long periods the second half, I've no doubt they'll go on to win the game.
As he did get out of any, the coach for Scariff taking up a left wing position here for Scariff. That line up goes in, the tip back towards Murphy. Murphy calls it. Oh, the ball went backwards, lucky enough to get away with that one. The support comes in. O'Sullivan is in there. I see that Sullivan gets it out to Tracy. Tracy goes to ground. He ties it. He gets through 2 tackles. Finn trying to take Tracy to ground. A hard job. Tracy really leading by example here. His father was a tremendous hurler and a tremendous rugby player for Scariff in the past. Stephen, and crossing there. Penalty. And Pat, it's on small things, you know, small bit of lack of concentration, Pat.
Just to mix up, look, these players are professionals. They're not training 5 days a week together. You know, that's going to happen in rugby at this level, I suppose. Totally unintentional, but there was crossing involved and preventing the tackle happening. So a penalty kick, but 30 metres, 35 metres out, but they're going to go for the corner here. Or the decision being made. Will they go for the kick?
I'd say it's a long way out to go for the kick, I'd say here. And is it Dermot?
A bit of a breeze.
Indeed, the second row there is Dermot Finn, and Dermot Finn has picked up a hand injury for Yall, and indeed it's coming to the left winger, the try scorer in the first half, Monaghan. He's going kicking towards the corner, so we'll see how accurate this man is with his kicks. He looks like a lad that played, as Rona said, they played a lot of football down there, so it won't be strange. We'll see he takes his mark and see what ground he can gain here. And indeed, he would have been probably, I tell you one thing, our sub out there from Tipperary isn't that best to catch the high ball. Mr. Kennedy out there, he puts it, knocks it back into his own 22, as I say, but it's a line out just inside the Scariff 22, and here comes McSweeney taking all the time, and it is Rory McSweeney, the hooker, important for Scariff to try and hold up. He goes short. That's not the first time they've tried this tactic, and Sterling goes to go, but he's on the wrong side. Great play there is Tracy take. It was Bill Purcell, and in fairness to Purcell, he's playing very well. Henry Purcell does well. That kick out into touch. Ronan, much better defence from Scariff.
Yeah, excellent turnover there from Henry. No, I think
Henry, sorry, not Bill. Yeah.
I think James kicked the ball, so he's outside 22, so it's going to go straight back. No, we are going quick. Yeah, it's not allowed. Yeah. So James is just outside his 22, which means
it's kicked from
the full, and the ball has to come back. So
just tight.
Very tight. Yeah.
The good thing about it, it gives us a bird's eye view of the action. It's right in front of us here. We're 2 yards away. We can nearly tick the back of the hooker here as he takes this throw.
But Pat, looking at the dominance of Scariff in the line-out, that he has gone short to the prop on 3 occasions.
It's been very secure.
See where he goes, and it was Purcell again, that man Purcell, and here comes Glenn. I tell you, Glenn has, in comes the support in behind him, and I tell you, and here comes Scariff out with Noonan. Noonan has been quite in the loose, but working away very, very, very hard in the tight, and takes Hastings in. Sullivan gets the ball out to Tom Lee. Monaghan doing well to hold that one and uses the grubber kick, but it's kicked into Cody, and Cody is going long, but the ball is blocked. Gets it back into Monaghan. Gets Hastings a kick and dislocate. He doesn't.
We get a chance.
Hastings is going to be swallowed up by Cody. He's turned around, but indeed the Scariff forwards are in quite quickly. Referee letting it go. Sullivan gets it out to Tracy. Tracy through an amount of work, turns, really leaves the ball, presents the ball for Sullivan again. As the wind comes up again here comes McCormack, and here is Purcell, and Purcell and Glynn are 2 real very good flankers. Hastings releasing this ball, gets it up into the air. I tell you what, Maloney is up again, and Maloney does well, knocks the ball away from the hands of Daly, and he comes to Glynn, a man who seems comfortable, and he's just eating up the yards, and here comes Glynn. He's a hard man to go down, Ronan.
Yeah, a strong runner and a great ball carrier is one of his I suppose his strong points. So they look to him and himself and Henry now.
But there's a great kick from Ryan Cody. I tell you one thing, Kilkenny might have a Ryan Cody at the heart of their operation, Kilkenny, but I tell you Ryan Cody for Yall at the heart. That's
one of the kicks of the game.
Kick of the game, there's no doubt about that.
60 metres I'd say easily, and right down to the corner here. So Scariff have a bit of defending to do now, but again their line out has been very, very good at spoiling the Yall line out. So this is one time when they want to make this safe now. Will it be Glenn Purcell, or will it be a third choice day in the line out? I noticed Declan Noon isn't used as a jumper ever, so it looks like they'll go to the safety of either Glenn or Purcell, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and I see Dean O'Loughlin is the man, the referee, the man in the middle, doing a very, very good job here from Innis Rugby Club there, and the man in the middle, and here comes McSweeney, and here's that rule you were talking about again.
Yeah, 50-22 kick, so yeah, all of their line out input.
And he's picked up great play there by, is it David Hart?
It's a crooked line out there now.
Yeah, crooked line out, unfortunately, yeah, but Hart was in. I tell you one thing, he does no doubt this man is going to be at the centre of the action.
And of course, because the all line out there, I forgot to do the situation by the kick landed in, so to the all. But again, Scariff, doing the needful, they're certainly not lining up them rules. The all throw, the roll throw. Scariff just seem to be on top in the line out areas all during the game, and that's then at big time.
Yeah, indeed, it was an important one, you know, but they're deep in their own corner, so David Hart receiving attention there. I tell you, the rules regarding the concussion or things like that go out the window here today. There's no doubt about that. And Hart just swivels ahead and gets back in the field to play. And I see Ryan Cody having a word with the referee, but it's going to be a scrum for Scariff. It's 15.8 here in Scariff, and the clock now gone.
16 minutes gone.
16 minutes gone, so 24 left. I tell you, Devaney is going up and down the line. He didn't do as much walking in years, but it's Cody.
He stopped running before he's finished.
It's O'Sullivan going to take in this scrum as it comes big more into a centre position as you all make a substitution, and in comes, I'm not too sure, is it Mikey O'Neill or is it James Glennon? It looks like it's James Glennon is coming into I think beef up, or is it still no, it's Chris O'Brien coming back into. No, it's James Glennon is coming in as the prop, so to add extra beef to that yawn attack. This is going to be an interesting one, Pat.
Yeah, the early scrum in the first half, yawn certainly dominated. The second scrum, there was only 3 or 4 scrums in it. Scariff seemed to settle down, so Scariff put in here 10, 12 metres from their own line, so vital that they just secure the ball here and just get it out into touch or anywhere, or maybe get the carriers up the jumper as thrown instead and work the ball out slowly. Yeah, 15.8. You can get the strength of the breeze right from the microphones here. You know, it is a lovely day, sunny day here, but the breeze is quite strong. It's a one-score game here. A try the conversion and penalty, and the front goes to ground. And again,
excellent work by David Hart.
David Hart, he had James Glennon in all sorts of trouble, and Hart, you know, he was the man that upset that line out the last time, and he's the man that has upset. So here comes Monaghan to see what ground he can gain and see can he get this ball outside the 22 and release the pressure for Scariff. And the important thing was the fine touch. Maybe he didn't get the distance he was hoping, but Ronan, your thoughts here as we come 20 minutes into this second half?
Yeah, I think we're doing all the right things. I think we're maybe slowing down the play a small bit, keeping possession when we have it as much as possible. You all, I suppose, got on top there for a few minutes. Great kick. We suppose turn over the line out, and then David Hart, great piece of scrummaging to turn over the scrum.
And a poor throw from Jack on that occasion. You know, playing well as hooker, but just you know. So into the breeze, he was trying to go for the back of the line out with the breeze like that, Pat. I suppose it's a tactic, you know.
Well, he was hitting the dash really all along there, so he will allow that one certainly. I mean, there was a similar one. Yahal took there in the first half, way nearly blew back into the goal line, but the referee didn't seem to spot it. But it's going to happen in that breeze, no question. So we'll certainly give him that one. He's thrown in some brilliant lineouts, and the lads have been working very well in the lineouts themselves as well.
Yeah, and now Scariff, they pushed the Yahal scrum back the last time. They got to, you know, they forced the penalty, and here Hart is really working this. And I tell you, Ronan, I think we had very much in the same. I think Ronan has the prop here in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, David has been playing the game a long time, so he knows, I suppose, the dark arts, as we call it, when you come into the front row of a scrum. He's well able to, I suppose, maybe a quarter the size of the man he's coming up against, but well able.
Yeah, Pat, that front row, you obviously heard the stories about the front row, and there was that famous Pontypridd front row many years ago. But I tell you, this Scariff front row of Hart, Devaney and Tracy, I tell you, they're no mean machine.
Well, they have a great tradition to live up to here in Scariff. I remember Eamon Nugent, Rob Madden and Noel Mack in my day around here in the 80s, and for a lot longer than I was here, an outstanding front row, and these lads are holding up that tradition very well indeed.
They tell you about the dark arts of the front row, there's no doubt about that.
And they tell you lots of things after the game too, so they would, and there'd be no hurry home to tell you either.
No, great characters, you know, but look at these are three lads making their own niche, and it's 15 points there for Scariff. Can they progress to the semi-final? And the photographers have even arrived. The set nav was working today to get as far as Cravens, but Lord Griffin there on the line, and here it's a scrum for Yall, and it's right. Look at it, look. Ronan Curry, and here comes Jan, and here comes Glennon, a big man in the loose, and he's taken to ground by Tom Lee. The ball is back out with Cody, and it's released out, and here comes Jan, the fullback is Robert O'D making it run. It goes to Jack Munn, and he was the try scorer in the first half. And he releases it back out to OD. They're right on the scariff line, 5 metres out. Cody gets the ball. Here comes Glennon. I tell you, he's a big man. He's been headed up. What a tackle by McCormack. McCormack gets him to ground. Can he turn him around? The ball comes to Kelly. Kelly gets it out to Sterling. Here comes OD, and they're running at the start. But it's Hart again. David Hart, I tell you, we talk about that front row. Can they? There's a penalty coming for Jan. Here's Kelly. Kelly goes back into the section of the forwards. Gets the ball out to Cody. Cody is pulled by McCormack. It comes back out to Glennon. I tell you one thing, there's pressure on the scarf. And here comes the all gone through. They've gained the forwards support. Is it Martin Glenn trying to get his hand on the ball? As Martin Daly it was. And here comes Glennon and Robert McSweeney. Rory McSweeney, the hooker. Out here they come, out to OD. OD gives it their in on this occasion. Oh, I tell you, Pat Mac, that is a tremendous score for Youghal. Worked the whole way across the pitch and finished off. I'm not too sure who is the man that finished off. It is OD, is it?
I can't see
is it the other winger? That isn't definitely Jack Monaghan. It could be the centre. It looks like it's Alan O'Connor.
The numbers are hard to read with those colours and the sun glaring. I'm not certain. Ronan might know, but probably it was over on the left wing anyway. It was well finished.
I'd say it was OD. But there's a man injured on the far side. It's Sterling. I tell you one thing, but he has had. It's a soap that's warming up out there. It could be the soap hooker, but there's a man injured here, right just in front of the scariff posts here. And you know, there's tired bodies, tired minds out there. Pat, this is a tremendous game of rugby.
Marvelous game. That was a super try in fairness to them. You know, their handling was brilliant, decision making was right all the time. Of course, when they had the advantage there, they could be afforded to be a little bit. Even Kelly took it into the ruck and they give a lovely flick pass back behind him after being inside the middle of the forwards. And the decision making was very good. With the advantage of the penalty, they could afford to take the chances. That's exactly what they did, and they made the most of it. Good hands, good running, and an expert finish.
Yeah, and that makes it 15-13 with the conversion to come. We said hello to all our listeners, wherever you're tuned in today. We have listeners over there in Kansas and in Madrid, I suppose, maybe part of the US Eagles. Ronan, how would you reckon?
Yeah,
and it's a kick to come here from, and who's going to kick in this one? It looks like it is the winger, it is Killian Daly. It's 15-13, you know, good return from both teams, and you know, playing good rugby, Pat, and mixing it up quite well.
Yeah, and I mean, as the conditions have certainly the pitches in great condition from where we're looking anyway, and that breeze is drying it every minute is drying out a bit, and the ball is perfectly dry, but the wind is a bit swirly, a bit gusty at times, and maybe affecting some of the kicks, but we'll see now what happens. The conversion here is a tricky one, with the wind is in his favour, and you know, it's ideal for a right-footed kicker, so he's every chance to put this over, I feel, and have a level ball game and all to play for the last 15 minutes then.
He kicked a tremendous penalty in the first half. Can he do this again as the runners come out? He kicks it. That's a lovely kick as both linesmen put up their flag. Pat, parity again, Leo, and I suppose you could say you all deserved to overcome the setback of conceding 2 tries in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and then gradually made their way back into the game. They fueled the win a bit for field position, kick of the day, rather than play up here near us from the full-back was in there 15 minutes ago. They kind of dominated the last 10 minutes of the game, so Scariff now just need to get their second wind and just need to get their play position, just to keep the play down at the Youghal end. Easier said than done, but that's the job now, is to get the ball out of their own half if they can. Yeah, and I suppose, Pat, looking back at the game, that kick from Cody that went to 70 metres and just give it, that, you know, might have happened maybe about 10 minutes ago, but he was instrumental in putting Scariff back into their own corner. Exactly. And the score came eventually. Well, it changed where the game was being played in their own half, and it brought it right into the Scariff 22, and since from that moment they started dominated it, field position. You're talking about a kick from Cody, who's gone off. But what a kick from was it Jason Monaghan? Yeah. Right into the corner from where the try accrued. Just the answer that required. We're 15. I tell you, you're at your most vulnerable. We're just after conceding a score, and we'll see now what happens here with this one here. Can defend. It's a line out for Rory McSweeney as Ordan Coleman. Yeah, Ordan Coleman is the scrum half to come on instead of Cody, and you know, you all taking the time to run their bench. I see Mikey O'Neill is in also. That line out is gone. It's a penalty. And it is a knock on, so it's a scrum for Youghal. Ronan, Scariff are going to have to dig deep if they're going to have to pull this one out now.
Yeah, they'll have to dig deep. I just said at half time, I suppose there's 7 or 8 lads on the bench there that they've any looked to, so I see Willie Fitz warming up there now along with Colin Maloney. So you could see them fairly soon. Aaron Hogg on the bench as well brings a good bit of experience, so even Robbie Madden down there, I see him. They might even look to Robbie maybe to close out the game.
I was thinking that, Ronan, you probably need experience at this stage, in a game like this, of intensity and of high quality game, that maybe that bit of experience could be the vital key to unlock this Youghal defence again.
Exactly, yeah. Robbie's been around a long time. He knows how to close out games, so maybe Devaney, that's the way he look.
And Kelly, and a penalty. Kelly, he might have gone quiet there for a while, but I tell you what, using his experience and this kick, who is he going to take it? No, he's leaving it to the winger, the man with the left boot, Monaghan, the try scorer, and he will try to gain as much possession for Youghal, Pat, as much as he can, and put Scariff very much back in the defensive.
No, he's back inside near his close to his own 22, but this could take place to the Scariff half, and he's gone a strange direction. He's got it right down the middle.
He's gone straight down, and he's Tom Lee back inside his own 22. That's a fairly measured kick, and Lee has to come out. He has to take the challenge, gets the ball out to Monaghan, and Monaghan has to kick. In fairness, that's a very good kick from Monaghan, a very astute full-back pass.
That was a great kick. He just got the right height on it, not too high. He kind of drove it low against the wind and got the last yard out of it against that breeze to make 40 metres there. Was brilliant.
Ronan, Scariff were pinned back. That was a very good tactic by Monaghan to kick it straight through the middle. No one expected him to do that. The runners came up, but Lee, a very inexperienced player, but very comfortable on the ball, Ronan.
Yeah, very comfortable on the ball. Look, it's his first season playing with us, but he has played at a fairly high level before, and you can see that the way he plays as well. Great pass off the left there to find Jason, and Jason found touch.
Yeah, and we're back. We are out with Scariff, and they win this ball. Gets the ball out to Hastings. Hastings give it to Lee. Lee's in front, and he tries to get away. But I tell you, he does get away from 5 or 6 would-be Youghal tacklers, and it goes to the ground. Release the ball back for O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan gives it to Noonan. Noonan holds on. That was a tricky pass. Now Noonan making yards as he goes straight up to the centre of the Youghal defence. We're gone 30 minutes, half an hour, 10 to go. Monaghan, this man has a lovely deft flick, and he Grubber kicks that ball. He's gone right into the corner. He's picked up inside by Killian Daly for Youghal, as Youghal tries to work it back out. I see Mike O'Neill is on there also for Youghal in that front row, and a good kick. This is the ball out for Hastings. He has to hold it, and he does hold it. Is he going to go towards the corner? He's gone out into open space, and he needs support, but he's gone back in to find his forwards. Good experience there from Hastings, and here the ball is back out. Can he release it back out towards Purcell or Glynn? Scariff, he gives it out to McCormack to try to score early on in the first half. Gets the ball out. O'Sullivan releases that ball out. Oh, a low ball picked up by Lee to Darragh Tracy, but is well read by Youghal. But here comes Murphy going through the middle, and here comes Murphy, throws the ball back out. Gets the ball out to Sullivan. O'Sullivan gives it to Hastings. Is he going to use the grubber? He gives it out to Gerburke, and he would have been a spark into the attack, but maybe the fuse is not working as quick on this occasion. But he goes to the ground and releases the ball back out for O'Sullivan. Hastings now gone in the scrum half. Gets out to Devaney, to Noonan. Noonan pass goes astray, but it comes back to Devaney. Devaney throws the ball back in field. Good play by Devaney into Hastings. Hastings is taken down there by Tom Sheehan, the second row. The attack has been made by Youghal. Scariff, can they get a score out of this one? We're at the back of the scrum, and in goes the water. They're going for the driving maul here. Ronan, what can you see Scariff doing in this occasion?
Yeah, look, it's sustained pressure from Scariff. They need to hold on to the ball, go through the phases. Youghal will get tired if you keep defending at this pace. It won't last too long, so you can see Daly now. Daly
opens it and gets it out to Glynn. Glynn's pass is it into Monaghan, and Scariff are on the attack here. I tell you, it is a very, very entertaining Munster Bowl quarter-final. It's 15 points each, but unfortunately, I think turnover. Was it Tom Lee was turned over, didn't release the ball quick enough, and a penalty for Youghal. Ronan, do you think Devo was going to tempt the bench? If he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I'd imagine there'll be a few changes in the next couple of minutes here if he's going to do it. A few fresh legs wouldn't go astray now. You can see bodies falling getting tired.
He has been an energy-sapping game, and a great play by Scariff. He's a Darragh Tracy. I'm not too sure. Indeed, it's Henry Purcell, and I tell you, definitely a contender for player of the match is Henry Purcell. And this is a chance for Jason Monaghan. Is it a bit far out to go for goal, Ronan?
Maybe against the wind slightly for Jason, but he might fancy it.
Yeah, he's looking at it. He's waiting for instructions from the coach. It's 15 points each. What's Jason going to do? He has a good and I see, is it Maloney? Maloney is warming up there for Scariff. Is it Colin Maloney, the man who plays a bit of goalkeeper for Killanena now? Is he coming into the Scariff?
Second row,
another second row without doubt, and very good hands. So Monaghan, I'm not to see Ron or Robbie Metton is going in there. Is he making changes in there? We'll see who's going out for Maloney. And indeed, Monaghan is going for goal, Ronan. So this is a pivotal moment in this Munster Bowl quarter-final.
Yeah, a big kick against the wind.
But it has died.
Jason is well able. So hopefully.
Can this put Scariff back into the lead? It's 15 points all here, and
33 minutes done.
7 minutes. This could be the game-defining moment here. But expect more pressure from as silence to sin. Monaghan kicks it. That's a tremendous kick. Oh, a lovely measured kick from Jason Monaghan. A very cut and right boot, Ronan.
Great kick. Jason has been kicking for us for a couple of years now, so he knows how to put them over the bar. Really. Not an easy job. Whatever.
And Jason, and here the game going to restart. Indeed, is it Henry Purcell going off, and had a marvellous game for Scariff. Kelly, not the best kick. This one goes in, and here's Tom Lee, and this man's in close, and there he goes. Tom Lee, is he going to what ground Tom Lee has made? He's made 30 metres, but the ball goes forward, and here comes the winger O'Brien or it's Monaghan. We have Monaghan on one side and we have Monaghan on the other side, and both have been very, very influential. The ball comes back out to James Lynn, and James Lynn gives it out to the sub hooker is O'Neill, and gets the ball back out. Here come Yall, coming straight through the middle is Tom Sheehan. Tom is turned over, but the support play is in. Coleman gives it back out. You'd imagine that they'd play for possession, and he did. Kelly must have heard us. Look, I tell you, Ronan, looking at the quality of the out halves here, Monaghan is a tremendous kicker. Kelly is also a tremendous kicker.
Yeah, two good tens. James is our half for ourselves, very well able to play. And obviously Jason at 15, well able to kick. But yeah, as I said before, a lot of these lads will probably play football up along, well able to boot the ball.
Yeah, and there's a line out here for Scariff about
taken by Jim Collins, is it?
Well, no. Jim is taking his part. He made out he was a part of the Scariff Rugby Club there before, but a lovely deft one-handed flick pass back in there, and Jack Devaney taking his time, trying to run down the clock. It's 18 points to 15 here in this Munster Bowl quarter-final. Ronan, can you tell us what's the state of play if we get a level here? Has the game to finish today?
Game has to finish. I'm not sure actually it has to finish today, Leo, to be honest with you. I usually do. The next couple of weeks will be league games again, so there isn't many free weekends.
We don't often give replays in rugby competition anyway. Yeah.
It's a line out for Devaney getting a bit of advice there from Barry Gibbons, former scrum half for Scariff, and also has been involved with a number of teams. Was coached there to Kilmurray and Brickham, when they won a couple of championships under the managership of Aidan Horst Maloney. So is there more subs accruing there for Scariff at this stage?
So the one sub that we did bring in was Colm, so he seems to be into the second row, and Louis McCormack, I'd say, has gone back out to the back row 6. Yeah,
he looks that way in place of Purcell. Yeah. And I see the front rows are taking a bit of a break there and having a little chat with one another. We'll see what's the. Is there an injury to one of the all players back in his own half, and it is the winger Jack Monaghan. I tell you, when he took a ferocious hit there from the Scariff forwards when they came on him, I tell you, they're hunting in packs, Matt.
Hunting in packs is right, but the game had opened up a bit there for a while. A brilliant run by Lee down the middle there 2 or 3 minutes ago. He made 40 metres surely, and just unfortunately the tackle lost the ball forward, and then they returned in his mates, and now plays just outside the Scariff. The Duke will have secured the line out.
Well won by Colin Maloney, and him, gets the ball out to Murphy, Aidan Murphy, the number 8, and he's turned to not, but they get the ball back, and he's Sullivan is a busy scrum half, gets the ball out to Hastings, not the best pass at it, but Monaghan just does the decent thing and kicks the ball, turns it back. Robert O'D, but the ball hops up lovely for Robert. He goes back in. Ger Burke has him, and he knocks the spark out of him. And here comes O'D. O'D is isolated in the centre. Who's in there? Mike O'Neill is the first man on, and a penalty. What happened there on that occasion, Pat? Can you see?
I think Jason's down with a head injury. I think.
Was there a kind of
an injury? Yeah, more so than anything else. Yeah, and they're looking for attention from him. So
it looks like a nick.
Hope it's not too much.
Yeah, hope it's not too much. In fairness, all players held up quite. He's been turned over. Is everything okay? I see is a Declan Noonan is in there attending him also.
There's a bit of attention given now. There's a little bit of concern and listening. Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. No, he's moving again, so everything is okay. And Ronan, he'd be a tremendous loss. He's been central to everything that's been good about Scariff rugby today.
Huge loss, and he's playing as nearly an extra hour half as well, Leo. You know what I mean? The boys are finding him off the back of rucks. He's first receiver a lot of the time and playing us down into the right positions.
Yeah, and as you said yourself, position. I see Aaron Hogg, the well-known referee, camogie referee and hurling referee, running up and down the line there, warming up here for Scariff. Is Aaron about to be introduced into the Scariff, into the fray here for Scariff? Robbie Maiden gone in there just to see what way how Monaghan is fixed, but Hogg is going through an extensive stretching regime above in the corner at the moment to see if everything is okay for him to enter the fray here for Scariff. Just to remind you of the score here, it's 18 points to 15, and the clock is telling us there's about 8 minutes.
4 minutes.
4 minutes plus
but there's injury time to be added. We've a long way to go yet, but there's we're about 4 minutes away from the 40.
And indeed, Devo having a word with Hogg, but not introduced him as of yet. But
still attention being given to Monaghan up there. Yeah.
I suppose it's imperative that that the health and safety of the player is paramount at all times, Pat.
Well, sure. Whatever sport you're playing, Leo, if there's an injury, you have to, if there's any sign at all, it might be in any way. See, you have to stop play and give attention, because nothing else counts. Results of games don't matter. Everything is about players being well after their game and they have to go to work or college next day and go back to their families, whatever they have to do. And no, we're not saying this is a serious injury at the moment, that they're taking every precaution to make sure everything is okay, and that's why play is stopped last week. He's up and about, looking better now anyway, but much better looking now from Jason's point of view.
Yeah, indeed. Also it's kind of, I suppose, for want of a better word, Ronan, just kind of taking the sting out of the game at the moment. Not saying that he's staying down deliberately or anything like that, but it is going to knock the momentum out of that Yall challenge again. Give Scariff a chance to get their breath and home in on trying to close this game out.
Yeah, I suppose it's something maybe the Scariff, not that they wanted it, but it'll come favourable.
So coming in now again.
Robert White, I think, is coming in there, is it?
Can you see Ronan? Who is it?
Robert White.
Robert White is coming in, and is it Jason is going?
Maybe Jason's going off, is it?
Yeah, it's
more than likely. He's going to full back anyway.
Yeah, holding his neck, and I tell you, that's